And we're on. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of That's All Kayfabe with me and Gabe. How you doing, Gabe? How's it going?
I'm doing good, man. I'm just drinking my spicy water right now.
Hell yeah, that turning the frogs gay water.
It's actually one of our sponsors, Wheatley Vodka. I'm just kidding. Nah.
I drink it so neatly, or I don't know the fucking. I've heard it
I-
so many times and I still don't remember how the jingle goes.
Dude, for real, man. It's like that's all I get ads for now is fucking Wheatley Vodka. But I
Do
think
you
it's
drink
just like
vodka,
uh
or have you ever drinking it? Let me ask that. Have you ever drinking vodka?
when I started drinking, I would only drink vodka,
Mm.
specifically McCormick vodka, because it was cheap. And it was like $9 a bottle.
McCormick? It's not. Is that like the vodka they used to cook with? Like a McCormick?
Okay, I was thinking the same thing. I remember seeing McCormick vodka, and I would think, "Wow, they make vodka too." I thought they only made spices and herbs, but it was not good. Vodka's very ugh, you'll make a face to it. Well, with most liquor, you would.
No, yeah, I've never drinking the only alcohol I've ever drinking is or drinking or drunken. I don't know. I just took my pills. No, is is a screwdriver, a Smirnoff screwdriver, and that was like half of one. Boy, did I have a headache the next morning. And what else? Just like a bud, like a sip of my dad's beer, like a Bud Light, and it tasted like
Ah,
beer.
dude, I tell my fiance all the time. I wish I liked beer, but not like to the point of like, oh, like I need it all the time, like like an alcoholic. But to where if my friends were saying, "Hey, let's go grab a beer," fuck yeah, man, let's go grab a beer, and I'll drink one or two, I'll feel good, and then
Hmm.
I drive right after when I get the buzz, so that way. Oh man, I had shit come up. That's what I get.
Well, that's
But
what one of the Uso brothers. I forget which one's the one that would like to DWI
I think
like
it's
a.
Jimmy because he's the one that looks the most coked out. I
He's
don't
always
know.
energetic.
I know. I feel like Jay would be one of those gangster kids in high school, but like he was cool with everyone, but he was real quiet, but he just tagged on everything. And like Jimmy would be the one like, I was a fool. Like, like stick your tongue
Jay
out and everything.
Jay is sativa and no, Jimmy is sativa and Jay is indica. Or what is that? Is that how it goes?
Sure thing, man. I don't know, but it's all crack. it's
It's
all
all
this
marijuana.
it's all the same to me, brother. But
Yeah.
with the drinking stuff, honestly, I do like screwdrivers. I like mixer drinks, but the one thing is, like, a lot of them have a lot of sugar depending on how you make it. Because I love like Jack and Coke, and it's just like I don't want to have like four Jack and Cokes, and I mean like fuck, I've had like 4 cans of Coke along with like my Jack Daniels, and
Mhm.
I start feeling like shit. And plus, like scientifically, the more sugar you intake while you're drinking, the more hungover you'll be the next day.
Yeah, I know. When I drink that half of that screwdriver, like I said, I woke up with like the biggest headache the next day, and that's because I'm not an alcohol person. It just fucks me up.
How long ago was that?
Man, it was still when I was in the other house, so at least like in 2014. So
Oh
maybe 10
shit.
years ago. Maybe 10 years ago is the last time I ever drank a alcoholic beverage.
That's good, man. That's good. You could be like, oh, I'll take 1 million Dr. Peppers, please, and then you have like
Ugh,
the Chad face. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't like Dr. Pepper. I
no, I
forgot.
don't. No, Dr Pepper
Man,
tastes like shit.
I'm a Dr. Pepper connoisseur, man. I love Texas barbecue water.
Well, you
Put
sound like you're sponsoring it. I know.
right now, not a sponsor, not a sponsor, not a sponsor. Speaking of sponsorships,
No, speaking of wrestling and sponsorships, we're gonna go to the event of the day that we watched, which was SummerSlam in Cleveland. Let me see if I can magnify this. Yeah, so the SummerSlam logo I got there. And did you watch this, right? You watched it. Did you watch it live, or were you like behind or anything like that?
I watched it live. Real quick, my main gripe at the very beginning is, all sarcastic and everything. Nothing speaks biggest party of the summer than Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know, man. Like I miss like the old SummerSlam. I guess it's like nostalgia point of view because I miss like the blue and green S's. Like it looked all vibrant and everything, and it actually looked like a party of the summer, like a beach or a backyard barbecue style they would do and shit. Their posters like at the amusement park and stuff. I always thought that shit was cool, but now it's like very like modern or very offset gray. Like
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like simplistic
yeah, simplistic. Like millennials now, like they want everything to be simplistic, but like simplistic just means gray and boring.
or chrome or steel. Like I know what you mean.
Yeah, that's exactly how I see SummerSlam now. Just like design wise. I mean, I was still excited for this event, like overall.
No, I was pretty excited too. Yeah, like we were talking about before, and I think even messaged each other about. There were a lot of sponsors in this, and I'll tell you how many I counted first because you probably have an official count because I know you.
I don't know if I have an official count. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9.
I have 8.
I have 12.
See. So I'll tell you which ones I have, and we go
Okay.
down the list of mine, and you can tell me what I missed. But I saw Valorant, Valorant,
Valorant. Yes.
which is a video game,
Mm-hmm.
not right now on Xbox Game Pass.
Mm-hmm. Wait, are we
Wingstop.
sponsored? No.
I wish.
Wingstop.
Wingstop was a sponsor. Prime Drink, of course, right in the middle of the ring.
Yes.
I even think the Wingstop logo was in the one of the corners of the ring, right?
Yes, that along with Straight Talk
Straight Talk,
Wireless. Yes.
which that was interesting. I thought that we had what was the other one they had sponsored for a while? Cricket, I think, but Straight Talk was this one.
Mm-hmm.
Wheatley Vodka, of course.
Yes.
Slim Jim,
Yes.
Manscaped, which they had that ad like right
Yes, that
in
was
the
so
middle.
weird, dude. Like Otis took off. He started like stripping down. I'm just there like
Yeah. I was like, I'm okay with this. This is like, this wasn't interrupting to me. I actually really like this.
Good.
Yeah, yeah. That Takazawa. Ooh, yes. Go ahead and
Oh
shave.
yes. Indeed.
And Otis is just like, oh yeah, oh
Oh yeah,
yeah,
my peach. Oh no, my sweet. I think he calls her my sweet, right? That's what he calls Maxine.
yeah.
I'm gonna do this, my sweet.
And the last one I have here, Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Okay. So the ones,
What did
well,
I
I don't
miss?
know. The one you missed for sure was C4 Energy.
Oh, I saw Seth Rollins' face right smack dab on that. You're right. I missed
So
that
the
one.
other ones too, I don't know because these are actually like two of
In the
them
stadium?
the other two I got were actually like WWE products because I had WWE Supercard.
I saw that with the Street Fighter.
Yes, I had that. I should have put Street Fighter. Like, well, I don't
Yeah.
know because
I,
there was a bunch of fucking ads for that too.
yeah.
WWE 2K, like the 2K series. I put that.
Oh, Call of Duty. That Call of Duty. That
Call
was
of
one of them
Duty. I
too.
didn't even have that one.
Yeah,
And the
that
other
uh-huh.
one, the other ad that I saw, they didn't announce it, but with ads, I wrote down ads that are specifically to WWE or had WWE wrestlers in them. And the
Uh-huh.
other one was Jackpot, the Jackpot movie that starred John Cena and Aquafina, I guess.
Oh, I saw that ad for it.
Yeah,
It
so I put those two, and I think that was it. But man, it was a lot of fucking ads, man.
yeah, it was a lot of ads.
I'm all about for them getting their money and everything. Like, don't get me wrong, but damn, bro, CVS ain't this bad. When I go into a store, shit was so crazy.
You know, what did you think of the ring? Because I thought it was still okay. even though they had the corner ads and the Prime logo. But
Mm-hmm.
what did you think of that?
It was all right. It doesn't bug me as much as people say it does. Like,
Yeah.
when they make that overreaction. But like, I'm kind of like the same way when it comes to UFC. Like, when I watch UFC, like, I'll kind of read like the logos and shit. But I feel like in UFC, it's more like the colors are more vibrant and they stick out more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see Rockstar, you see Monster, you see
OnlyFans.
MAGA, OnlyFans, Fansly, MAGA
Yeah.
shit, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that's very prominent even on all the like posts. Like here you saw maybe a Prime logo on the one of the turnbuckles and not on the
I,
top, maybe on the middle.
yes, I saw that as well.
Yeah, but nothing too it still didn't bother me a lot, you know.
Yeah, I think it was just like as far as the ads, man. Like my main gripe as well was when they would transition from one match to another. Like like they did a sponsor ad in between. Like say for example, they had I don't know the order, but say they had Bailey and Nia Jax, and then a transition over to CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
Mhm.
Right in between, they would have like say that Otis ad for Manscaped,
Mhm.
and then they'll be like, oh, like here's like setting up next for Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk, for Peacock exclusive members, like enjoy these ads, while everyone else actually gets the promo package that helps build up to this match. And I'm just like, fuck, I want to see the promo package, but you can only see those promo packages if you were watching the pre-show. And
That's it.
I had the pre-show on like while I was doing stuff around the house, but I wasn't like sitting there and watching like, oh man, I'm fucking high for it. And that was my main gripe too. Is like, man, dude, I really just want to see these fucking
The
uh
vignettes and stuff.
the vignettes. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
That was a gripe too. And CVS, man, CVS.
I wasn't too griped on that because it gave me like the restroom break or like if anyone's calling me like my sister or something I can go like see what's up or what's going on. So I didn't much mind that, but yeah, this was a very hugely sponsored event everywhere we looked.
I don't know. Well, I think I was telling you this before we recorded, but I also have a list of all the curse words they said
Tell me
because
that.
um I made this list because obviously in the first match, um it was Liv Morgan
Um
versus Rhea Ripley,
mhm.
and they cussed twice. Uh like Michael Cole called Dominic a bitch.
Yeah.
They said shit twice. Damian Priest said prick after Dominic did what he did. They said ass. Well, they don't. Well, it's I was like, ooh, that's a bad word. Ooh. Um, LA Knight said to Logan Paul, "Fuck you," and they didn't censor it at all. I don't know if he caught that. Like after one move, and when they were shoving each other's faces, he goes, "Fuck
Oh,
you," and
I
then
remember
like
that.
Logan Paul, they're going back and forth. Like LA Knight said that. Someone said asshole, and then someone else said punk ass. I forgot what it was.
was it the
Um,
punk? Was it the punk? CM Punk or anything?
probably no. The asshole was from Seth Rollins. So is this isn't about me. It's not about you. Whatever. Asshole, like go after it. Then he gets GTS. Like go to sleep. That's what I got. And another list I wrote were the signs I saw in the crowd because one of them said Judy Bagwell endorsed.
I saw that.
And then there's the other one that says do a moonsault jelly roll.
Oh man,
I wrote those down because those were the funniest fucking things I saw all night, and it was cracking me the fuck up.
I saw that pre-show too, or it wasn't even the pre-show. Just had Jelly Roll open up, right? With a little mini concert. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I love Jelly Roll, man. He seems like such a nice guy. Every
He
interview I see him
does.
in, he seems like very humble about everything. And I'm not really too fond of country music, but his music sounds pretty good. Like it's okay.
Well, in going on a tangent here, I think country music is slowly shifting from like what it used to be to more pop, uh,
Oh
Taylor
yeah.
Swift type stuff. You know what I mean? So, like, country music isn't the same that I know I grew up with, and I was like, nah, this is boring. Now it's more pop derivative, and I don't mind it. You know,
hmm
but but that being said, I haven't heard any of Jelly Roll's music, and like you said, he just seems like a cool guy, so I get
hmm
behind that.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I don't think he could do a moonsault. I don't think he could.
Hey man, you never know, man. Jacob Fatu could do it. Keith Lee could do it. I feel like Jelly Roll could do it if he tried.
If he tried, if he like trained for a bit, yeah, but
hmm
like I would say first try, nah, nah, not
He could
first
do
try.
a Tope con hello.
Is that a tope suicida? Tope suicida.
Tope suicida. I don't know how they say it. But yeah,
That
he could do that if he tried.
I think if he practiced, yeah, but
So as
uh,
far as match wise, what was your overall rating of the
well,
pay per view?
I'll say we go just real quick over the matches. I know the first match, and you could help me with the order because these ones aren't in order. Uh, Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. I thought it was okay. I just like seeing the eye candy, and
Dude,
I
when
like,
Rhea Ripley came out, man, I don't know what it was. It made my knees weak.
yeah, I just like the. I mean, they're great wrestlers, and I like the
hmm
idea that her arm was getting popped out of its socket, so that's what like gave Liv Morgan the believability that she could even match with Rhea Ripley, because
hmm
that was my whole thing was like, there's no way this little kid, she's not a little kid. I better not say that.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say
This
that.
this small framed woman of age could take on Rhea Ripley completely. What did you think of? Oh, and also, what did you think of the neatly vodka camera that was on the ear of the ref?
That shit was weird. Um, I was like, I don't know what they're. I think that's just a sponsorship thing that they were trying to do to promote the vodka. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of worked, man. Maybe I'll buy myself a bottle one day. I'll make a mixer out of it. With the match itself, I put both hot,
Mm-hmm.
and Dominic looks so fucking much like Eddie Guerrero. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It is crazy.
Um, what you said you liked about the shoulder angle that they were doing, I thought it was kind of weird a little bit because I felt like it was slowed down like the pace of the match a little bit. But it's the when after you explain it, it's like, oh, okay, I totally understand like what you mean as far as like, oh, like to knock Rhea Ripley down a little bit so that way Liv Morgan had a chance to fight her.
Mm-hmm.
On they had pretty good chemistry together. Like as far as like the in ring work that they were doing, I kind of figured Dominic was going to betray Rhea Ripley. I think we talked about it last episode, right? Where we are talking about like our what are they called?
Predictions.
Predictions, yeah. That was like Liv Morgan was gonna win, which he did, and Dominic was gonna be the reason, and he did. And
I
man, dude, what a fucking idiot! Like, why would you ditch Rhea Ripley, bro? I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, Liv Morgan, she's beautiful. She is fucking fine. But damn, you're gonna do that to Rhea Ripley? What a dumb. I put Dom equals fucking stupid on my notes.
that's how the commentators felt too with the whole issue. That
Dude,
he was
everyone's just
dumb.
like mad horny in that match, dude. It was crazy.
I
And
was
then
hoping this. I was hoping this would go the AEW angle where there's like a three-way relationship, but it
oh
didn't go
yeah,
that
dude,
route.
like the one nibbles on one mustache end, the other one nibbles on the other mustache end. That'd be kind of
Yeah,
cool.
like the Tony Storm angle.
Yeah, and then
That's
like
what I was
everyone gets up
hoping.
and starts crying. The last note I put that the last time Rhea ran Excuse me. The last time Rhea Ripley was pinned was of May 2022, which was also by Liv Morgan.
That's crazy. At least they made it with that. Like that. She was protected with the finish because she got fucking DDT'd on the chair or whatever, oblivion, whatever it was.
She sold that shit really fucking good too. Like the first one looked really, really well, and I like the way Liv was able to like roll up like right on top to pin like right after she did the finisher. It looked pretty fucking cool.
I like that she was selling her right arm so much that she couldn't pick her wedgie, Rhea Ripley. So her underwear was like up her butt like the whole match. Those were my educated opinions on this match.
Two scholars, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't want Liv to win, but the way it went down and all that, I mean, it was a good story.
No, yeah, it was definitely good. It was a good opener. The crowd was very much into it. Just like I said, I just kind of weird about that shoulder angle for a little bit. Go ahead.
I know next was well, what would you give that for stars, I guess?
I give it like a solid 4. Like oh, it's Dave Meltzer. Oh man, I thought that was a stupid bubble picture.
This is the what was his name? The Steak Man?
Salt Bay.
Salt Bay, there you go.
Salt
when he would
Bay.
throw salt on shit, but it's Dave Meltzer throwing stars on stuff.
-5 stars. Fucking I'll give it like a good 4, 4.25. Well, no, let's not do quarters. Let's just do like whole numbers or halves.
Yeah.
I give it a 4. It was a good opener. I really have nothing else to complain about it. It was many positives.
Yeah, no, I give it a 4 as well. It was a good match, a good opener. It had everyone going. And that camera was kind of weird. Like after they kind of failed to use it or really like take advantage of it, except for when Dominic took the chair, I was like, oh, are they going to use this camera again? But they did end up using it at some other point.
I did. I think they did too, if I remember correctly.
With the CM Punk match, at least. I know the next match was the Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker, and the only reason I remember is because they had the same angle going where he hurt his same shoulder.
I put the same notes. I put second shoulder angle of the night.
In consecutively, and I was like, "What are they really gonna do this?" Mm-hmm. And then the match ended so quickly, and he won the belt, and I was all, "This is right. This is how it should be." I'm sorry, but this was good. This was a good match. What did you think?
It was solid. It was very solid. Not meaning this in a bad way. I feel like this was the weakest match of the night, but I feel like with how fast it was, it should be that way. From where, like, their second match was long, their first match was longer, but I feel like because Braun Breaker is like the rookie in a sense, like learning from his mistakes, and then he used that to his advantage in this match to kind of end it. It wasn't. I don't even think it was 10 minutes long.
No, it was short. No, yeah. When it ended, I was like, "Is that it for real?" And then I was like, "No, you know what? That's great. Like that's like Braun Breaker's a beast, and I'm glad he won. And I'm sorry, but I was getting tired of. Even we talk about last time, and even maybe the last time, Sami Zayn like coming back from the dead with one hit point being resurrected." And ending up, it just gets old. And the fact that he actually got beaten here, I feel bad for him because he's a good wrestler, but I think Braun Breaker deserves the belt.
No, he definitely does deserve it. My notes that I have for this match is I put Breaker is fucking badass. He's just an absolute beast. Like in anything he does, like he goes fast, like he has that charisma, like he's the whole package. Not about the wrestlers, but I put the referees a million times better than AEW refs. Because I think it was that other chick. I don't remember what her name was, but she wasn't like in the way of anything, and she wasn't making it like about herself. I know we say
Yeah.
this a lot of times. Like I forgot what wrestler it was, but they said a good ref is one that makes himself invisible during a match.
Hmm.
And there's just one fucking ref in AEW that is just terrible at that. I don't know his fucking name, but like this girl that they have, I don't know what her name is, and I apologize. But man, I know she just started off recently, probably of being a ref, and she is great at her job. Like she was invisible like the whole time. I'm just like, this is nice. This is nice. Change the pace.
The way it should
Um,
be.
I fucking love the Frankensteiner he does from the top rope. Where he just runs up and like poses and then fucking does his move. That's always cool. I think those are the only notes I had, really, because it was a fast match and the right person won.
Yeah. What would you say? I'd say I'd give it 4 stars. I think you said 3 stars, right? Or
Yeah, I'll
what?
give it like 3 stars. Like somewhere in the middle, and it's not like it's bad or anything because it was not much happened in this match, but it was what it needed to be.
I think so. I think
Mhm.
nothing against Sami Zayn, but yeah, I think he needed to like really lose like this clean because Braun Breaker is just a beast. Like he
Yeah,
deserves the
I love
win.
Sami Zayn so much, man. But it's like I totally understand what you mean by like the one hit point,
Yeah, he
trying
always
to
does
unlock
that.
that last trophy to get platinum.
He just uses like, back from the dead, resurrect, uh, and then he gets the 1 hit point, but 100% plus damage or something. Like
Yeah, it's like Jason and MKX.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you beat him, and then like he just comes back up, and he has like a little bit of hit points left.
But he has attack power that's like ridiculous at that point. So he's
Hmm
just a 1 hit. I don't know.
It's a brain buster instead of machete.
You got to help me with what match was next. Was it the LA Knight one or was it?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. It
Uh,
was Logan Paul versus LA Knight in the third match.
my opinions, I was like, I think Logan's gonna lose because of the transphobic comments he was making on Twitter.
Whoopsie.
Yeah,
Whoopsie.
I was all, I'm pretty sure he's gonna lose the belt because of those transphobic comments. That's just my guess. But I don't
Man,
know if that's, I don't know. Allegedly, I mean that's me alleging. I don't know if that's the case, but he did end up losing the belt to LA Knight. What did you think of the match?
my thing was when people were realizing that he's only defended the belt 3 times in his 200 plus day reign. I was thinking, oh, he has to lose the belt at SummerSlam because LA Knight deserves it. And then he made those transphobic comments. I was like, oh, now he's going to lose the belt at SummerSlam. I
Yeah,
was like, check and mate.
that
Um,
seals the deal.
um, I'm sick of MGK. I thought he was gonna get his ass beat when he came out. Uh,
Dude, he was like pretending to be a security guard, right, or something.
then he took off the hoodie.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? Is he gonna turn on him? And he just like, yeah, they hugged him and they hugged and they skipped to the ring together or something. And I was like,
They held
what?
hands
Okay.
and everything. I was like, I thought he was transphobic. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
It's like,
they French kissed and I was like, this isn't Canada, this is Cleveland.
I know they even docked for a little bit. Did you see that? That was crazy. I mean, I guess they're waiting for when they go to Netflix to do whatever, but I mean, man, that shit was nuts. Uh, I like the walking promos that LA Knight did from when he exited the truck and then he did a promo walking all the way to the ring. I thought that was fucking cool. This is where I heard the fuck you, and they were beating the shit out of each other, man. Like Logan Paul was fucked up. He had a welt under his eye because they
Uh-huh.
kept on mentioning that, so that was gonna like bruise up crazy. Um, weird camera angle. Why did I put that? Weird camera angle. Oh, okay. So this one, it wasn't the camera the refs had. It
No, that
was, I
didn't
think
have that.
it was the 8K camera that they had that was like at the base of like the apron that would just look up and it would just like scoot to the side and it wouldn't cut at all and it would like
Hmm.
move back. Do you remember that? It was a spot when LA Knight, he hopped on the top rope and then he did the elbow drop.
Maybe, but not really. Like I
It
can
was
picture it
this.
in my head, but I don't remember it being an 8K camera in
I
my
don't know
head.
if it was 8K or what, but it was a camera. It was a camera point of view, like if you were there at the apron looking up like that, and it was
Hmm.
just like like a 2 minute uncut like shot that they were doing,
Hmm.
and it was just weird. Like it made me feel uncomfortable. I don't know what it was. It was bugging me. The other thing I also wrote was that fucking superplex that they did, dude. Because I thought Logan Paul died on that shit. Do you remember seeing that?
I think I remember. I remember the ref checking on both of them because a lot of the shit that went down, the ref was like, and the refs were on top of like checking the wrestlers to see if they were hurt like every time. But that kind
Mm-hmm.
of throws me out of it too. But they were doing some pretty rowdy moves, you know.
Yeah, I think that was supposed. That was definitely supposed to be a regular superplex, but that one turned into a fucking brainbuster, where like he folded in half and then like swung out.
Yeah.
That spot legit made me go, "Oh my fucking god!" I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "He's hurt. He's hurt." That's fucking nuts.
Oh, do you remember the spot Logan Paul did when he jumped on? He did a like a 180 on the middle or the top middle of the ropes, and then moonsaulted out to LA Knight.
Yeah, that was
That was
fucking cool.
that was fucking cool. LA Knight, you could tell too, was like scared that he didn't catch him, but
Yeah, yeah. Like, oh,
when
go
it
ahead.
showed the replay, I'm sorry, yeah, when it showed the replay, he did not really catch him, but Logan Paul didn't really fall that hard, but he did
Mhm.
like connect, and it looked pretty fucking out rowdy. It looked
Yeah,
pretty
that shit
rowdy.
like that did look intense. And after that spot happened, like it looked weird because you see LA Knight flop over to Logan Paul, and I guess he asked him like, "Oh, are you okay?" And then
Yeah, yeah.
like pretend to be like out, you know.
No,
But
he went over to him and he was like, "That's what you get, you transphobe."
so it's a Pride Month, motherfucker.
Juneteenth.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that spot was crazy. Damn it, I was gonna say something, but I don't even know what I was gonna say anymore.
No, that was pretty athletic. That was very athletic. I was like, "Dang, that was pretty cool."
What was your opinions about this match? Those were all the notes that I had.
That's pretty much it. I didn't really have notes for it other than that one spot. Like I said, with that, I think the right person won. Even though, like, I felt, yeah, I'm saying, oh, Logan Paul has to drop the belt because of his comments. I also think LA Knight should have won because he really needs that push.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think when I saw that, when the belt, I was all, dang, another title change. You know what I mean? Like,
Because
wait,
that was
right?
already two.
Yeah, that was the second one, like in a row. I was like, dang, okay. So uh no other titles might change, you know, because we don't really get that many title changes.
And
Uh
boy, were we wrong.
dude, yeah, I would have if I would have lost a bet if I had put here like how many title changes were gonna happen in this
So,
match in this
if I had a nickel for every time there's going to be a title change, I'd have two nickels. So, yeah, I know that's not a lot, but it's kind of weird that it happened twice.
oh, Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Uh yeah, but I would give it I'd give that match three no, yeah, 3 stars.
I give it four. I was very surprised at how hard hitting it was, and I felt like it was like a sleeper match, or like a dark horse match where I like fuck. I wasn't expecting this to be that good. This is actually really good. Was not my match of the night though.
No, no, definitely. I to me it was just 3 stars. What was the next match? Was it Bailey or Gunther?
Bailey.
All right, Bailey. So this match, I didn't want the title to change. I think this is the weakest match of the night. I would give it maybe 2 stars.
Really?
Yeah, the best things about it I think were like I don't really like Nia Jax. I think she's too OP, but then she's always losing, so it makes no sense. The best part of it was like Tiffany Stratton coming out. I think that made me pop. Like, oh, it's gonna be a triple threat, but then ended up being like a kind of a screw job. And
Mm-hmm.
and Bailey doing that power bomb to Nia off like the second or third
That was
rope
pretty
was
cool.
pretty cool. But otherwise, 2 stars. I wasn't really into this match. What do you think?
I'll probably give it a little bit higher, maybe like 3, because it was slow at first. I couldn't tell if like the crowd was tired or not. But halfway through the match, specifically when Bailey powerbombed Nia, like that crowd fucking woke up. Like they popped big time for that. And I feel like I say this all the time whenever we talk about Nia Jax, that I think she's improved miles from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago when she
I'd
was part of
agree.
the company. And I was very surprised. Like I was like, oh, dude, they're not gonna do a fucking run in, because my thing is, I want Tiffany Stratton to have like a long run with the women's belt. I mean the Money in the Bank briefcase,
Hmm.
because they haven't done that since Carmella, and that was like the very first women's Money in the Bank that they did like in 2017, 2018. And I felt like every time like the women's won it, they would, it's always within a month span that they would cash it in,
Hmm.
if not that same night.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I'm glad it wasn't a triple threat. And then when fucking Nia Jax just started using her 3 safe finishers at the end, I'm just like, oh my gosh, she's gonna fucking win. And sure enough, she won. And I legit gasped while I was like, holy fucking shit, like she won. And I'm indifferent about her winning, but I just love Bailey so much. And
Hmm.
it was not bad at all. It was just like slow at the beginning. I don't know what it was. It just looked sloppy, but then at the end, it was just like really picking up. Where I feel like I rate this better than Braun versus Sammy, but not in a negative way. But I think it's mainly because of like the time they had to work with each other. Like it didn't feel like a squash match, or it didn't feel like a filler match that was like less than 10 minutes.
Yeah. No, that's pretty good for. I don't know. I guess I would have said that if it were anyone else, but Bailey. It's like, why are they doing her dirty? I feel like they just keep doing her dirty. That if it were
I
anyone else
know.
but Bailey, maybe I would be different about it. But since it is, I'm like, nah. Like I'm gonna rate this lower. And yeah, you're right. It was a slow match because there's not much you can do with Nia Jax. That isn't like a slow plotting match.
I know, but she made it work. I thought she made it work just fine. Depending.
Yeah.
I was very surprised Bailey did that power bomb. Like that. That got a pop out of me too.
Yeah, that was pretty rowdy. But
Hmm.
that my biggest pop from the match was when Tiffany Stratton came out and just looked hot, and I thought it was gonna be a 3-way because you know how I am about 3-ways. And
Oh no,
I
yeah,
thought
those
it,
are great.
I thought it was gonna be that, like, oh shit, but then it ended up being like a swerve,
Hmm.
and yeah, Nia Jax was really what they were in the in on it with each other or whatever.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Because I think I didn't even know. Oh no, now that I didn't know, I forgot that they were buddy buddies at the moment. But
Hmm.
I was on my couch like while this match was going on and everything, and I was like, "What the fuck? What time is it?" And then I heard it's Tiffy time, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And I went back to watching the match.
Who cares what time it is when it's Tiffy time?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What was next, the Gunther or the CM Punk?
So the order of the last 3 matches, it's CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest versus Gunther, and then the main event of CM Punk, Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa.
So the CM Punk Drew McIntyre match, man, I'll give it like 4 stars. It was pretty cool. Not as good as I wanted it to be. And then I think they had the Wheatley ear camera here, Wheatley vodka, drink it neatly or whatever.
I think
Uh,
it was just to get that one shot, because I noticed during the match he took the camera off.
oh yeah, to look at himself or something. That's
No,
funny.
he like I think it was when Drew like shoved him in the face.
Hmm.
Then he just got mad. He took everything off. He's like, "You got me doing that to me!" Like laughing in his face, like Waluigi a little bit.
I liked when CM Punk was like, "Look at you wearing your Sabu pants." Like you could hear him saying that off the microphone. That was all funny to me, man. That was like the best part of the match.
Dude, legit for me, this was like good fucking storytelling. Like I was all into this match. I was like, I can in my whole life I was like, I can never boo Drew McIntyre, but like here comes CM Punk. I'm like, oh shit, now I have to boo Drew McIntyre, like because I'm a fucking CM Punk mark. I got the shirt on right now. But yeah, they got me booing, and I loved how hyped the crowd was even before the fucking match started. And when the bell rung, like they were just beating the shit out of each other. His outfit was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. For Seth Rollins, I thought it was gonna be something goofy, but it looked pretty okay for the most part. I loved CM Punk's trunks, to like a nod to Bret Hart with the pink and black. That was pretty cool. I noticed that. What else? Like Drew McIntyre, he was already banged up because I think he had like welts on his face too. And CM Punk, he had like his chest was purple from all the chops that he was getting. And this whole time this match was going on, I kept saying, "Please to God, don't let anybody get fucking injured." Like that was my main thing. I was like, "Please don't get injured."
That was my hope too. Knocking on wood, I was like, please, CM Punk, don't injure yourself. Seth Rollins, you both y'all are made of glass. Like when it
I
comes to
know, dude.
matches, yeah.
And then I was thinking too that CM Punk looked a little bit sloppy at first because I guess it was like ring rust, but he looked better as the match went on. Man, I was all into this match, dude. I wrote down it was never about me. No, it wasn't always about me, but it was never about you. I was like, damn, that's fucking cold.
I was most excited because the crowd obviously was hot. It was a good match, and it was non-title. Like the fact that like you could do a match without a title, without anything really to like try to win or lose. There's nothing at risk, but just like your what is it? Yourself, your
Mm-hmm.
reputation. That's all that was really on the line was reputation.
Just pure hate for each other, man. And it's like I love the video package they did, but all I saw were fucking ads. And do you think the right person won? Because honestly, I feel like the right person won as well.
I think so. I think CM Punk's in it to, and this is like the whole locker room way I think of him, but he likes putting over people. I don't think he needs to win. He's always been that kind of person. I feel like when I see the AEW, he's the person that doesn't need to win
Mm-hmm.
to get over. Like he's already over, so he knows. Nah, I'm just gonna let the other person get over, but in a certain way, obviously with the good storytelling of Seth Rollins and all that. So I think the right person won too.
I probably give this like 4.5, man. I really love this match. I love all three men in this match, man. They're all my favorite wrestlers. I don't know if I sent you the video that fan that got the footage of him signing a CM Punk jacket. Did you ever see
I
that?
I saw that video. Yeah,
Yeah.
it.
For audio listeners, there was a video of this fan that bought a CM Punk jacket and he wanted Drew McIntyre to sign it, and Drew was just like, "Yeah, I can sign it," but then he puts like CM cunt or fucking punk or something like that. But he writes a bunch of curse words on it, and then he gives back the pen, and the guy was like, "Oh, like can you actually sign it?" He goes, "Oh, of course," and then he actually signs it like next to it and gives it back to the guy. I was like, I love that shit, dude. Like, what a if the player hater ball ever existed, Drew McIntyre would be the biggest player hater like of 2024, man.
No, I love that there was nothing on the line but reputation in this match with all three of them, and
Mm-hmm.
it kind of put all of them over, even though there was a clear winner, clear loser, and yeah, now it's good to see CM Punk healthy in
Ah,
wrestling.
dude, I know. And I hope it just stays like that because eventually I do want to see Seth versus CM Punk at fucking Mania. That's what I want.
No, I'm glad they're all safe, and yeah, I give this match like 4 stars. I'd say 4 stars.
Hell yeah. This is my favorite storytelling match of the night, and the best wrestling match of the night has to be this next one.
The next one, the second to last one, this is Damian Priest versus Gunther for the, I forget what title,
World
but
heavyweight.
world
Hmm.
heavyweight title. And yeah, I just remember fucking Gunther with blood on his fucking chest, like a little line of blood or something.
Hmm.
And yeah, the right person won. I know.
The
I just
right
know. Oh,
person won, and
but you know,
fucking
it was
okay.
because of what's his name, right? Finn Balor. That
Yeah,
was the reason. Yeah.
yeah, and I felt like Finn. I was thinking, oh fuck, Finn is gonna do it one of these days, and sure enough, he did it, and I was still fucking shocked. And one thing I was very surprised with, not saying because he's a bad baby face or anything, but like how behind the crowd was with Damian Priest, man. Like they were fucking hot for him, especially when he did that Razor's Edge, which he did pretty fucking badass. He did really good on that Razor's Edge. I don't know if you saw that one.
I don't remember seeing it. I don't
He he,
remember
he
where I
did the
was.
Razor's Edge and then went for the pin, but that was when Finn grabbed Gunther's leg and put it on the rope.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And then he saw the replay, right? And he was like, oh man, Finn Balor's screwing me.
I know that's like, dude, that's like the smartest wrestler you've ever seen. Like they actually look at the replay that's playing on the screen to see like what the fuck happened. You know?
No, I don't know. I don't remember watching the majority of this match. I don't know remember where I was.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I was getting groceries out of the car or doing something. But
Oh man.
when I saw, I can go back and watch it. When I saw Gunther had won, and like I said, I was like another title change, but I was like, hell yeah, this is right. Gunther deserves a higher belt, and he's just I don't know. Like, of course, the finish was a little screwy, but I think he deserves to be a champion as well.
Yeah, it was a good booking. I thought it was good booking. The part I really liked from this match was when Gunther was going for the sleeper and like Finn is just staring at both of them, and then fucking Damian Priest like gets out of it, and like the crowd's like, yeah, like going all crazy. And then he rolls into a pin, kicks out, and then Damien just goes after fucking Finn and like grabs him by the throat. And
Uh-huh.
then Gunther just what does he do? He power bombs him or chops him and gets him in another sleeper, and he fucking knocks out. I was like, damn, bro, what a fucking trooper right there, man. But whenever you get the chance, man, you should definitely go back and watch this match from beginning to end. Because I think this was my match of the night. I didn't expect Gunther and Priest to work well together, and the environment that they were working with was phenomenal, man. Like that crowd was 100% behind Damien the whole time. It's like me, I just anytime Gunther wrestles, it's like I will put down what I'm doing and watch that match, no matter what.
And this pretty much means that they're over now, right? What was their group called?
Judgment Day,
Yeah, Judgment Day. They're pretty much like broken up now, right? Because
pretty
Rhea
much.
Rhea's out of it, or at least Dominic's out of it, and fucking the Archer of Infamy, and I don't know. Damian Priest is out of it. I don't know. It just I'm glad Gunther won though, and I was surprised. I was like, man, another title. Like I said, another title change.
That was
Uh,
number 4 of the
that's
night.
crazy. That's crazy that they're doing so many title changes in this pay per view. PLE. I'm sorry, PLE. But main event. Lastly, they had Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa in a Bloodline Rules match. I'd give this like 3 stars. Solo Sikoa is a lot better than I thought he'd be, and then of course all the screwy antics that went down. But it was cool to see Kevin Owens, Randy Orton come out, and then Roman Reigns. I popped a little when Roman Reigns came out at the end and
Oh,
helped
dude,
out.
me too.
Yeah, helped out Cody Rhodes, and then just kind of looked at him. But yeah, what about you? What about you with the match?
My notes that I took. Well, first, as far as rating, I agree with you. I would also give it 3 stars. Um, I felt like it was a little slow. The best thing about this match was like the returns. Yeah, sure, whatever. It all sounds stupid. the returns that happened tonight is like Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and eventually like
Mhm.
Roman Reigns. Like, that's the talk of the night. My thing too was Arn Anderson. I love Arn
Dude,
Anderson.
you're right. I popped too when I saw that. I was all, dang, Armed Anderson. He's gonna you gotta take on these coconut heads with a gun or some shit. Like he was
Yeah,
gonna say something racist.
I know, dude. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna say something fucked up. Is I was kind of hoping he would because that'd be funny, like to talk about. But I was like, oh, okay. He just called them coconut heads and not like.
I don't
Oh wait,
even
no,
think he
I
called them
was.
coconut heads. I'm
Oh,
saying,
did he? Oh no, he called them Island Boys. That's what he
there you
called them.
go.
He
He
called.
did say something like mildly racist. And I was all, dang, yeah, but I mean, he's from a different time, so he's
Okay, so you're gonna
say that.
go up against these Island Boys, and I was like, Island Boys, the Island Boys. Oh shit, that cracked me up. But dude, I love seeing Arn Anderson.
That was cool seeing him. I popped too. I was like, oh shit. Oh shit.
Uh, and then Giselle was watching the match with me, and when she saw Arn Anderson, I was like, oh yeah, this guy invented the Spine Buster. And she's like, what was that? And then like I was telling her about it. She goes, oh, that's cool. I was like, dude, like no one can replicate the Spine Buster as good as Arn Anderson, dude. Like that man is a fucking tank. I was
Yeah.
like, he's old, but look how fucking thick this guy is, man. Like he has fucking 24-inch pythons. Hopefully, wish he had.
No,
Um,
that was great. That was
it
great seeing
was
him.
that. I felt like it was slow with returns. The one thing I kept rolling my eyes at was that Cody Rhodes was getting like this fucking Super Cena shit, man. Where it's like he was getting hit with finisher after finisher, kicking out, and then Solo kicked out of like the Swanton and the RKO, whatever, or the Power Slam and Swanton, kicked out of a bunch of fucking crossroads. Cody kicked out of the fucking splash through the table from Jacob Fatu, which I really hope he's not that injured, man, because
Yeah.
he was
He
struggling.
he like hit his what, like shin or something, or his leg, and he legit looked like he was out of it. Like he was like hurting, but he was like, just get in the ring, get in the ring. Like he didn't want the attention on him. He was telling them, get in the ring, get in the ring.
I know, dude. And I saw him like I was like, "Fuck, dude. I hope he's okay." Which I think I sent you the post today. He has a boot on today, but from the looks of it, he's not walking with crutches or anything.
Oh, that's good. Well, at least
So
then it was like a mild thing.
yeah, I really hope it's a mild thing. They haven't said anything else too much about it, but that was my big worry. I was like, "Fuck, dude. I really hope Jacob Fatu isn't injured now." Especially since they won the tag team championships.
They actually broke the table because I know throughout the night people were trying different moves on the table and it would not break for shit.
I know, man. That table was fucking tough, man. They were sponsored by Gorilla Glue. Like that shit was nuts, man. Did you write down Gorilla Glue? I did it.
No, I thought it'd be racist to write down Gorilla
uh,
Glue.
write down Island Boy Glue or whatever.
Island Boy sunscreen.
Fucking SPF Samoan.
You gotta watch out with these coconut heads. No, I liked Cody's mask too. It was pretty cool.
It made me think of Sans from Undertale.
Yeah. No, it was pretty cool. That otherwise the match was just your typical, like you said, finisher after finisher, kick out after kick out, and then Roman Reigns came out and saved the day against, and then he had a shirt on that I didn't know what it stood for, and they were like, of course his shirt stands for original, what is it, blood leader, original, what did it say?
That's what it stood for.
Yeah, original.
Oh, Tribal Chief.
Yeah, original tribal chief. That's what it said.
Man,
The
oh my
the
god.
the announcers were like, and of course his shirt, which says OTC, which obviously means original tribal chief. And also, obviously, I would have never guessed that.
I
If you
thought it
hadn't
meant
told
over the
me it.
counter.
Yeah, yeah. Also, what is OTC? I thought that was like his gym brand or like his supplement company or something, you know?
Oh man, dude, I thought it meant over the counter like fucking medicine. I thought it was like a protein thing.
Yeah, I thought it was a supplement thing. And they were like,
Uh-huh.
but of course, obviously it means original tribal chief.
I was like, oh yeah.
Obviously, yeah, I would have guessed that, but I mean, I guess,
When Roman Reigns did come out, when he did this ooh wah scream and everyone else fucking did it, it gave me goosebumps a little bit. I was like, damn, this is kind of badass. I know
But no,
it made me think of Leo,
why is that?
our coworker,
Yeah,
our old
yeah.
coworker, because well, me and him, whenever we see each other, we always go ooh ah.
I was all, wait, why? Because he's an island boy.
Yeah, cause he's a coconut head.
Oh, that's why. Okay, nah. But yeah, that was SummerSlam. What do you give it overall?
Man, I might be over exaggerating when I say this, but this is one of the best Summer Slams that I could probably put like in my top three, easy.
I don't really know how to compare it to other SummerSlams, so I'll just compare it to like the other pay-per-views that we watch, and it was a good length. Again, I like when it's not 6 hours long, 18 matches. I'm sorry, you know what I mean? Like if
Mm-hmm.
some people do like that. But all the title changes really freaked me out. I was all, man, that's crazy, but it was cool because they all kind of made sense.
Did one thing I hate, I like if I had the opportunity, I would delete Twitter or X because it's so fucking toxic. But I have it because it's like I use it to like promote the podcast or like get the wrestling news from there and whatnot.
Hmm.
But man, dude, like wrestling fans are on another level of like stupid, bro. Because they're like, oh, like this pay per view is gonna be 8 hours long. Like I don't want to hear no more slander about how AEW pay per views are too long and full of shit, whatever. And I was like, well, actually, like this, you had a 3 hour pre show, you had a 4 hour main show, and then a 1 hour post show. So I
Hmm.
guess that's why they said it was 8 hours long. But I was like, 4 hours, like I could do that, especially if the matches are like specifically like spaced out in between.
Hmm.
And then two, it's the whole Triple H's racist agenda
I
where
saw
they're like,
that.
oh, they're like, there's no black people like on this card or anything. I was like, oh, let's ignore Nia Jax, let's ignore Solo, like let's ignore Sami Zayn, who's like a different ethnicity. Let's ignore Cody Rhodes, like the true African
Oh,
American,
that's true. He is of the people, for the
Yeah,
people.
he was there when Malcolm X and Martin Luther King shook hands. Have you seen that picture? And Cody Rhodes was standing in the back.
I've seen the statue that looks like a penis, but no, I have not seen
Close
that
enough.
picture. I have not seen that picture of them
It's like
parachuting.
I'll see posts like that, like people talking about like just shitting on fucking everything, dude. And
Hmm.
I'm like, man, this is cringe, very cringe.
Oh man. Well, that was SummerSlam. I think, like I said, it was pretty good. And it was like a 4 hour long pay per view, which is good. Yeah, unless you, like you said, wanted to watch the whole show, which was the pre show and the post show, which I didn't, but I'm sure we'll get more news from that eventually.
Hmm.
But we do have news now, currently from the week. We can get into it here. Brian Danielson saying that AEW Dr. Doc Sampson didn't want him to wrestle until All In isn't a work, as there had been some heavy restrictions put on him by AEW doctors leading to the main event in Wembley. The plan has long been to get him to the main event of AEW All In, although they've prevented him from participating in some things that were originally planned along the way. This is via Fightful Select. What do you think of this information about Brian Danielson being made of glass?
Oh, man, that's dude. It scares me, man. I don't want him to
Yeah.
get injured again, especially like you see fucking moves. What was it that Osprey did? He did his Tiger Driver, right? Where
Hmm.
he hooked his arms, brought him up, and it was like a pile driver in a sense, and then he was like convulsing, man. I'm like, oh my god, I can't tell if that's real or not. But he's like, Daniel Bryan is really fucking good at selling that shit. But then it makes me think, oh my god, maybe if he's not selling it, maybe he's actually convulsing,
You don't know. And the fact that, he had to retire early from WWE because of injury, or they
Hmm.
forced him to, or whatever happened. I'm not sure about that. I'm sure there is like, documentation of that. But then, they signed him to AEW, and now they're a little bit more lenient, it feels like, with doctors and stuff. So I worry too. Like, he seems like he always gets into I don't know if these accidents are works or shoots, but like when his leg got caught in the middle of the rings, or like you said, when he was convulsing, or
Hmm.
how they have him, like even this, where it's like, oh, we can't have you wrestling, but we'll have you on the show doing promos and this and that. It's like, maybe you just shouldn't have him wrestle.
Yeah, man. It makes me think of when he retired in WWE for a little bit, but then they brought him back. It's like, my thing is, when he came back, he was still doing like really good work. Like, him against Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania. That's a good fucking match where Kofi Kingston won. He had a badass match with Brock Lesnar when they fought at Survivor Series. He had a badass match with AJ Styles when he fought him at TLC of like 2018. Man, it's kind of sad I remember that. But that match is like, that was one of the best matches of the year. Like, he could put on good matches without having to do crazy shit,
Hmm. Hmm.
And I feel like, like the medical staff at WWE, like you say, like they're a little bit more stricter. And he goes to AEW, but then he talks about like he loves to wrestle. I've read his book where he talks about he loves having like long matches and matches where like they beat the shit out of each other. And for him to be able to do that in AEW, I guess it's cool, but it's kind of irresponsible on the medical staff where it's like, hey, like you probably shouldn't be doing this. No, I'm gonna keep on wrestling. I tried stopping him. He wants to wrestle, so like it's kind of like an irresponsible thing, and I feel like they want him to keep on performing. Like, don't get me wrong, like that's his job. He wants to do that, but I feel like they're not trying to protect Bryan Danielson. They're trying to protect a main event match that's happening at Wembley.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that's my main concern. It's like I don't want to get fucked up. I want him to be able to retire and spend time with his family and like spend time with his kids, like growing up and stuff like that. Be there for them.
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't want him to, have even a scare like Sting, where, he got, like in WWE when he got buckle bombed, and it was like, man, I'm forced to retire. I don't even want a scare to happen like that. Or I compare him, in my mind, I compare him a lot to Paige, how, the WWE doctors were like, nah, you need to retire. You took this hit too hard. And then AEW was like, no, we'll sign you. Our doctors are cool. They think you're fine. Like, I don't know, that it doesn't sound right. Like, it sounds kind of sketchy.
It does sound sketchy, man. And like in the end, I know we talk about it all the time too. It's like we just want these wrestlers, these performers to be safe. I know some of them like they like putting their body on the line, but it's like fuck, if you might do something where more damage to an area where it could like really fuck up your body. It's like nobody wants that for you, man.
No.
But I mean, but what I do want from Bryan Danielson is that fucking match at Wembley against Swerve Strickland. That's what I want, man.
And it's also the opponent too. Like, someone like Swerve or Osprey, I'm sure will take care of them. Uh, like
I
a
don't know
person.
about Osprey.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just depends. And Brian Danielson, Daniel Bryanson, whatever, will never blame his opponent. He'll be like, nah, it was like, I want to get this much out of him. I want to get this much out of my body, so I'm gonna do what I need to do. And that kind of scares me, because it's him too that's wanting to push it to the limit.
Yeah, yeah. I just hope he's safe with it. It's like I would rather have him have a long match with Swerve Strickland than to fight a fucking death match against like Nick Gage, where that motherfucker is like scary as fuck, not safe at all.
Well, I'd rather him be like a authority figure, like in WWE with the Nick Aldis or that
Hmm.
other dude. I'd rather him just do that. Like that'd be cool. Like he could
Yeah.
feud. The BBC or whatever can feud with the Elite, but like as authority figures rather than like they could just sign matches against like have factions like almost like SmackDown and Raw. They could be Collision and Dynamite.
Yeah, yeah. But that'll never happen because you already got the EVPs.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. That'd be too smart of a booking. But speaking of AEW, well, no, we were already speaking of AEW. That was also AEW. The general belief remains that Daniel Garcia will sign a new AEW deal and feud with MJF upon his return. He did have interest in going to WWE, although he'd likely have had to start in NXT. And this is from the Wrestling Observer News. Uh,
He didn't give me a heads up, man. That shit scares the fuck out of me.
what do you think about Daniel Garcia staying with AEW and feuding with MJF?
Yeah. I don't know. It's like it's weird that they're trying to make it seem like NXT is a bad thing, you know. But
Yeah,
if NXT was able to fucking sign Ethan Page, already make him like your champion, your NXT champion, I felt like they would probably do the same thing for Daniel Garcia if he was to go over there. Like I don't understand why it's made it seem like as if it's a punishment, which is
yeah,
weird because a lot of stars come out of NXT too, like especially if it's like homegrown. But I mean, I don't want to talk negative about AEW. Like we say it all the time and we still fucking do. And I feel like it's just gonna be back to like getting lost in the mix, you know? Where like too much wrestlers and it's only gonna be favoritism. You're probably gonna get put in like 30 matches against Orange Cassidy, but as long as you work in Orange
uh,
Cassidy, you'll get a paycheck, you know?
and that's what I at least hope for in this is that he was gonna sign with WWE, but Tony Khan was like, "Nah, here's a boot bust or here's a bump in your paycheck," and he's like, "All right," and that's where I'm hoping is that at least he's getting paid more.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, feuding with MJF, that's cool, but MJF's kind of is lost in losing that rub that he had, and just slowly, and I don't know what to think of that. Like, I like Daniel Garcia though.
Oh no, dude, me too. I love Daniel Garcia. Like he's a good natural wrestler. It's like we need more of those instead of like a break from like the Hurricanranas and 450 splashes and stuff like that. Like it's a good break from all that, you know. He
He
kind of
reminds me
reminds.
of Ricky
Go ahead.
Starks. Oh, what does he remind you of? He reminds me of Ricky Starks.
I was gonna say the same thing too. Ricky Starks and FTR, like where
Mm,
like they're just like hard hitting and shit like that. Like he's really good at grapples, like very grapple based.
yeah.
And back to talking about the MJS stuff, it's like yeah, you could do that, but I don't know. Like I agree with you, feeling how MJF is kind of a lot of stuff he's been doing is like very corny
Hmm.
and like like oh like your grandma died. Like I feel like that's very like bottom of the barrel shit. We've seen a bunch of times where you have like the foreigner supposed to be like the heel, like oh America, America, whatever, and that's kind of like over and done with already. Like I think fans are a lot smarter than that today. Instead of saying like oh like they're a foreigner, like they have to be bad, kind of like that shit, and it's I don't know, it's very corny, especially when he got that tattoo. It's like I mean by all means like I hope for nothing but success for you in AEW, but I was just like, nah, okay, that's kind of cheesy. When he revealed that, me and Richard looked at each other. We're just like, that's a tattoo.
Yeah, by definition.
Uh huh.
No, but I agree with you on the whole idea of how they always try to make NXT seem like less of a promotion whenever it's doing just as well, and it's doing great things with fucking Ring of Honor. Is it no TNA?
TNA, yes, with
Yeah, doing
TNA.
great things with TNA. And then I hate how, I mean, it seems like Ring of Honor is like the place where they send you when to punish you, which we could look at later on. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, I know I do have some other news here the before the Tony Kahn meeting thing, WWE and TNA have reached an unprecedented agreement over Joe Hendry. TNA Wrestling have worked it out with WWE where I can appear on TNA Wrestling as a contract talent. I can appear on NXT, and I could train at the Performance Center full time and do indies and do signings. This is unprecedented. It's never been done before in the business. So thank you to TNA and WWE for figuring it out. I have no ego when it comes to getting better. That's why I'm training at the Performance Center. I've never just gonna rest the skills that I've got. I'm always trying to build something more. I'm grateful to TNA Wrestling for giving me the opportunity to do that. I think I'm collaborating very well with management, and I think we're putting ourselves in the position to do historic business for TNA. This is from Joe Hendry of the Wrestling Mat. What do you think about this unprecedented agreement with Joe Hendry?
Very unprecedented, man. I was expecting it to be so tamed, but no, it's unprecedented. Like, oh my god, you check this shit out over here.
I was expecting it to be precedented, but it's
know.
unprecedented.
Man, anything can happen in 2024, man. Crazy. No, it's I'm happy for Joe Hendry. He has this charisma where it's just like very WWE based, you know, like it's very comedic. He works well with the crowd. He's a decent wrestler, a performer. Like he kind of has it all, and it's like it's all him. Like it's a like DIY thing that he's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And
No, it's really cool. It trips me out that they're able to, yeah, because if he was originally with just TNA, of course it's like, nah, we don't want you over there. But then it does help them if he's always at NXT because it helps bring light to TNA. But then he could still do indie shows and this and that. So he's bringing eyeballs to everything. So yeah, it's crazy. Like wherever he shows up or wherever he appears, you know, like it creates some buzz, you know. So that's it's crazy that it, not only TNA is allowing that, but WWE as well, because with NXT.
And it's like this is like the kind of stuff you want to see, like when companies are working together, where it like helps both companies out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you get views for NXT, you get views for TNA. You get promotion from both companies of like each other's shows. Like that's always fucking cool. Like wrestlers are actually going like back and forth, back and forth. Like my only little gripe with this, like I kind of want to see like the bigger stars of NXT show up in TNA. Like if it's like, you know, like a main event thing or like, you know, a mid card thing. Cause I think the one that's really doing it, it's Wesley, like from the Rascals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, because he's set in NXT, but he's going back and forth, and then the Rascals are coming over to NXT and then to work that stuff, which is fucking awesome because the Rascals are badass. I just want to see more collaboration stuff, and it's like the stuff they're doing with Joe Hendry. Like it's just been nothing but positive stuff from both parties, from like both companies and from Joe Hendry himself. Like he's taking advantage of the work that they're doing in the Performance Center to better himself, and it's like, fuck yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I love that he's putting in the work. Like he's essentially doing double, triple duty now, but he's not slowing down with it because, you know, if he's getting an ego or something, he's at least using it to his advantage. And yeah, I think it's going to help all companies involved, not just TNA and NXT, but any indie wrestling place he shows up at. You know, like he's not. I've never seen him really wrestle. I'm sure he's a good wrestler, but as a performer, he's fucking great. You know.
Yeah, and hopefully I get to see him live because I know I told you before the podcast, but I'm gonna go to Victory Road when they come to San Antonio.
He's
And
got to be there.
yeah, he better be there. I'm gonna clap and sing and everything, dude. I'm all about it.
I'm
Yeah,
sure the whole crowd is.
I know, man. We got second row seats, so this is gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
badass. Yeah, so we're pretty excited for that.
No, that's great. No, that's great. Everything's great. Speaking of great, speaking of great, we can go back to. We have here a shot of Tony Khan meeting with Shane McMahon recently in Texas. This is wild, and that's from Wrestle Talk. And from people just listening, there's it's like a screenshot, and it's a Wrestle Talk a watermark photo, and it's Tony Khan looking like, oh my god, you just took a picture of us, and Shane McMahon's in the corner, like barely in the photo, and they're just like in a business room. I don't know, they're just hanging out. That you don't know what they're talking about. There's really no indication of what they could be. So yeah, what do you think of this news of Shane McMahon meeting with uh meeting with Tony Khan in Texas because they're having like a residency here, right? I think.
AEW?
Yeah, I think like in Dallas, I think they're doing like a residency, like in Arlington or something, like a few
Oh no.
matches
Oh, I did not know that.
or
I sure didn't.
a few events, like a few like Dynamite Collision. I think they were
Hmm.
for like so many weeks.
Uh, it's first off, this is gonna be very specific. The way Tony Khan looks, he's doing a reaction if he's doing like a thumbnail for a porn, where he looks like, oh no, like I just got caught, whoopsie, like where he has something where it shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
Next story. I'm just
Oh,
kidding. No, no, no,
no.
no.
We do have more. We do have more comments here. Shane McMahon has made a statement following his meeting with AEW's Tony Khan. Tony and I were connected through a mutual friend, and we had great meeting. It always great. We talked about many things, but mostly about our shared love for the business and the rewards and challenges of working with family. I congratulated him on the 5-year anniversary of AEW and look forward to how he evolves the business moving forward. And this sources from Shane McMahon, busted open after dark. So maybe it was a porn thumbnail. You were right. Busted
I
open
think
after
so.
dark.
Yeah. See, I told you. It's like I watched enough to know what's going on. But my thing is like, why the fuck would you meet up in like a business room, like in a board meeting room, just to talk about like your love for the business? It's like you could do that out anywhere, dude. Like you could do that at fucking HEB where y'all run into each other.
You could do it through a phone call. Like you don't need
Exactly.
to.
It's like now I feel like something else is set up here. Like they're, especially since it's before All In at Wembley. I feel like something
Mm,
big is going to happen from this picture. That's just me speculating.
okay.
Chat, clip that.
I didn't even think about that about it leading up to Wembley, but I just wouldn't know what. Like, is he going to be an authority figure? Is he going to be in a match? Because the last match he did,
Oh,
he tore what, one or two of his quads with the Miz.
I think he tore his fucking ACL from doing a fucking leapfrog, man.
Oh, God.
Oh man, that fucking sounds like a fever dream, and it's like that sucks for Shane McMahon. Which I hope if he signs, like he doesn't have to be put into a match, because you don't have to be put into a match just because you're signed with the company. But I
But
felt like there was,
he's
but
gonna want to get physical. You know Shane McMahon. He's gonna want to like get physical and do like punches or bumps or his swing-a-ling-a-ling thing. You
oh,
know.
here comes the money.
Yeah.
Like fucking the wacky flailing inflatable arm flailing tube men. Yeah, I feel like there's more to this picture. I don't think it's just like a regular meeting talking about how much they love wrestling. It's like you said, you could do that over a phone call. You could do that like a Zoom meeting. Like there's a bunch of other ways to do this shit.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's definitely about some sort of it's not casual, and
Mm,
we'll see what it leads to. I didn't think about Wembley for some reason. When's Wembley coming up? On
I want to
the end of
say
August?
I want to say it's August 25th.
Damn, already.
Yeah,
Shoot.
the end of the month. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna see it or not, depending on how work goes.
Do you think this photo Tony Khan let it leak to sell tickets for Wembley?
I think so. I absolutely think so. I feel like how Wembley was a big event last year, and they were able to sell like over 700,000 plus tickets, and not the 82,000 that they claimed it was. Um, I feel like they're really trying to do a lot to make this like a big show.
Mm-hmm.
Where I don't know. I feel like they had a year to be planning all this stuff, but I feel like now they're just like scraping to get as many matches as possible, like on the card. And I feel like it's just gonna be like another long event where I'm just like, fuck, dude, like I'm tired. Like I need a break from some of these matches.
No, I think yeah, you're already tired from Wembley. I think
I
he's
know.
I think he just wants to do like those surprises that he likes doing. Like every week there would be a surprise for Dynamite, a surprise for Collision, a surprise. So I think he wants to build up these speculations of a surprise at Wembley to where
Mhm.
it's like, oh shit, like a huge pop. Oh, there's William Regal. Oh, here's Ruby Soho. Oh, here's whoever, just to get people buzzing and yeah, like you said, buy tickets over the 70,000 instead of the 80,000. Just fill the stadium like he did
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah, he needs more seat fillers than that, man.
No, it's gonna take a lot. I don't know if Papa John. I mean, I don't know if Shane McMahon can do it. He looks kind of like Papa John.
Oh, he's like, it's coming, man. It's coming. And then just fucking stretches sweat. The apocalypse.
Day of reckoning is coming.
Day of
And he,
reckoning. There you go.
yeah, I've eaten
The-
30 pizzas in 28 days.
It's like that's bad. He's like, and then they interviewed him again. He's like, I'm just kidding. I didn't eat 30 pizzas in 28 days. Like, what about the other shit you said? The what now?
The what? The N word? No, only to my friends.
Only my friends, but I thought the word just meant like homie or friend.
Only while I sing the lyrics to the song.
But what's a lyric in my favorite song? Can Papa John say it then? He calls himself Papa John.
Can Papa John say it then?
Oh shit.
Uh, Speaking of more about AEW, because that's pretty much what the rest of the news we have here. That's all AEW. Well,
Oh
we did
shit, it
summer.
is. It
Yeah,
is.
CM Punk was asked about AEW airing the backstage footage from AEW All In 2023 that saw the altercation between Punk and Jack Perry. It's kind of like I have to wrestle Drew McIntyre, right? And this is just this garbage person that I don't want in my life. But this is the fight game. It's the shit talk business. It's just like fighting the UFC. You see these guys ripping at each other, ugly press conferences, getting personal, and it's just like I don't necessarily enjoy the energy. But the payoff is I get to go in a ring and I get to blacken eyes, chip teeth, and make Drew sob. So it just felt really ugly. But then I was just like, why? Like showing that footage isn't going to help them or hurt me. So I was just like, whatever. Being the top draw in two different companies is pretty wild. Thanks, guys. And this was
Shit.
the interview. This was the interview with Sports Illustrated, and I remember watching this and hearing it. What do you think about his comments about the all-in footage?
Man, dude, I remember this shit happening in real time when they actually like aired the footage and everything, and I was just thinking too, like, what is the purpose of airing this shit? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really don't understand. Like, what again? Like talking about like fans, like they post stupid shit on Twitter where they say like it was like, oh, like this is to help build up a company with a guy who's like one of the top draws in the company today, talking about Jack Perry. I was like, yeah, but no one gives a fucking shit about Jack Perry. It's like you show a video about him getting his ass beat and being a fucking kid. And like he got fucking choked out, and you what is it that you reward him by giving him like a main event thing to be one of the top people in the company, and then giving him a championship belt. And it's like it was all predictable. It was like we knew all that shit was gonna happen. But it's like how does this stem from him getting his ass beat by CM Punk? It's like you still got people chanting CM Punk every time fucking Jack Perry comes out. Like it boosts Punk's like his stock,
Yeah,
which is
yeah, I
already
know.
fucking high compared to Jack Perry, who's just like way down here.
I know we went over it in real time when it did happen, pretty much. And yeah, we were like, how did that help AEW? That didn't help them at all. Like everyone was like stupefied by it, befuddled, if you will. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was just a crazy, weird thing. Like, how did that help? Other than to get viewers at that one moment, and then that's it. That's all it helped was to get viewers for that one like moment at the show. You know.
Yep. And I think I remember saying like the fucking viewership for that segment was really fucking high. I don't know if it was over 1 million or something. I don't know too much about the numbers. And then
Mhm.
after that segment aired, like they're talking about like, oh, like we reached at this many viewers at this one point. But what they don't talk about is how like there was just like a fucking massive drop in
Mhm.
viewership after that shit was aired. It's like, yeah, dude, it's like I would tune out too because I wasted my fucking time watching this shit. Like it's
Yeah.
like it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help y'all guys out. It's like I maybe it helps out Jack Perry in a way, but it's like no one gives a fucking shit about Jack Perry. I don't care about Jack Perry. And
No.
it's just like really cringe at how the way things were marketed, and it's just like shit like that. I feel like it's not gonna change, where people in the company is gonna be petty about like really dumb shit, and then they're gonna make it like turning oh my god, there's a word, there's a saying for it, but it's like it's not a big deal. They're gonna make it a big deal, pretty
Mhm.
much.
Turning a molehill into a mountain.
There you go, molehill to a mountain, man. Damn it, I'm usually good with these. Fuck.
No, it was just a crazy thing to show because it made no sense. And then, like you said, there was a huge dip, and yeah, a dip of viewership loss. And I remember they were even reporting that yeah, CM Punk chants were having to be like censored out because there were so many of them in the fucking footage
Mm-hmm.
of them showing it in the stadium. But yeah, I don't know. To even still talk about it is funny and bring it up. But yeah, it was like he said, it was pretty wild. Like, why'd you do that? That doesn't help y'all at all. It was just ignorant, ignorant.
Ignorant. No, you're just ignorant. It's like, man, that sucks that they're still mentioning this shit, but it's like, whatever. I'm still gonna watch SummerSlam. Like, I'm like, this is all this shit is in the back of my mind. But it's like when it gets brought up again, like we're gonna repeat ourselves, saying, "Oh yeah, what they did is really fucking stupid." Like how they did that shit.
But I know in this same interview, and I remember listening to it, that interviewer, this guy for Sports Illustrated, he didn't sound like he really knew a lot about wrestling, but he had asked CM Punk if he like wanted the downfall, essentially wanted the downfall of AEW to happen, and he was like, "No, I have friends in the locker room at AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to succeed." He's like, It's not about us versus them. It's I want. I mean, it is, but to him, it's like, no, it's not us versus them because I have friends there, so I want AEW to succeed. Like I want
Yeah,
my friends to prosper. And yeah, to me, I like that idea too of like I hate that the leaders of AEW are making these decisions that are just making the company look bad when there's good talent, good wrestlers there ready to fucking put their bodies on the line, and then it gets ruined by choice decisions by the either EVPs or Tony Khan himself.
I agree 100%, man. It's like you want the success for yourself because you want what's best for you and your family, obviously. But I mean, he still has like FTR, like he's still friends with them. He's friends with Darby Allen. He's friends with Brody King. When Jade Cargill showed up, like they're still friends too. You know, it's
Mhm.
like that's kind of. I mean, I guess I would understand why he would ask that question. Like, oh, like would you want their downfall because he got mistreated like very badly,
Yeah.
but from like overall, like from the evidence that's there, it just sounded like he wants the best for the business, and like he wanted to help make new wrestlers, make new stars, and that sounds fucking cool, you know. But a lot of hard headed people, like just like you had like Jack Perry, you had the Young Bucks, the stuff with Kenny Omega, like with the entire elite, like Adam Page, like he was there too. MJF, I don't know what was the deal with MJF, especially now because he hasn't. I feel like there hasn't been anything talked about the CM Punk situation with MJF, but
Hmm.
I mean, based on how his character is, like he's gonna say like, "Oh, like he's a piece of shit," like talk all the shit. And
Hmm.
again, it's like that's just not gonna help their company, like in the long run. It really isn't.
Speaking of not helping the company in the long run, for AEW, there's more AEW news. TMZ
Oh shit!
TMZ confirms that Mercedes Moné has filed for divorce from her husband, Sareth Tun. I hope I'm saying that name right. Sareth Tun. What do you think about Mercedes Moné filing for divorce from this looker of a
This
man.
looker. I know him as Bakazi because that was his nickname on Up Up Down Down.
Okay.
Yeah, he used to pop up a lot on Up Up Down Down, but I guess he took the time off, whatever. And what he does is he's one of the tire designers that work for the company, so he makes the gear for the
Okay.
performers. And yeah, so he's been doing that for like a really long time. And then I remember like he didn't say like they were married, but like they were together at the time. And
Mhm.
eventually they did get married. And I'm just like, oh, like that's cute for them. They had a corgi together. But I mean that sucks, like that eventually that happened. Because I haven't seen him on the YouTube channel in a long time, but I'm just assuming that he was busy and whatnot with all the other, just like with work in general. And as far as like with Mercedes, like she hasn't really said anything about him either. Like he was never in like Instagram posts or anything like that. Which I give it the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes people don't want to be posted on Instagram, like to be exposed like that, which I totally
Mhm.
get. But it sucks seeing that they actually divorced.
Well, I don't think she feels that way because it says here Mercedes Moné has shared a new video on her YouTube channel opening up about her divorce. Tomorrow, finally, after a long time, long time, I'll be finally signing my divorce papers, and I'm excited, happy, and for me, I'm just ready to be free of not being afraid. Sareth, my ex-husband now, we had such a great relationship, and he's such an amazing, incredible guy that I'm so thankful for. He's another person that changed and saved my life. Okay, that kind of contradicted itself.
I was just gonna say the same thing. It's like you made it sound like he did something really fucking bad for you to be like, oh, like I'm not scared anymore, like I'm free. It's like, is he a good guy or not? He seems like a good guy from the videos I see him in, but you never know, like the other side of the story.
hmm
What do you think about this?
I just think they got together, or she got with him for the gear, or just I don't know. I don't know why they got together. Maybe just to hide the fact that he's gay. I don't know what
What? Don't
I don't
say.
know if he's gay, if he has that gay tone, but if he's making gear, he kind of sounds gay to me. But for her to say that she's happy about divorcing, but then also he's such a great guy and incredible, and he changed my life and saved my life, like that doesn't make sense. Like, wouldn't you stay together with him then? What is the, like, why are you happy you're not with him, but then you're saying he's such a great person? Like, what is, there's something in the equation that's like off here.
Yeah, I'm looking up their ages because I was like, maybe they just got married young. She's 32, and Sarah Tun is 41 years old.
Ooh, okay, that's a pretty big
Yeah, but
difference.
he doesn't look old though. He didn't look old in that picture. Like they looked around the same age.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
and I mean that's not criminally old. 41's the new whatever,
12.
but
Yeah.
allegedly. But I don't know, maybe she's just ready to move on. Who knows how women think? They're anomalies, really.
It's like that sometimes, man. It's like as shitty as it sounds, maybe they just got bored and maybe they just weren't ready for marriage. Because when I looked it up on Google, it said they got married in 2016, so they were married for at least 4 years. But yeah, I don't know if you have the other article, but it says that
I have
something
a
about.
video.
Oh, okay.
We can watch this little bit of a snippet here. Here's Mercedes Monet tearfully speaks on her divorce from her husband. She says they've been separated since 2020, and she was scared of it getting out because she didn't know how Vince McMahon would react or change things before her WrestleMania main event with Bianca Belair. Let's see here.
I don't know, like there's something else too, like with even your relationship,
Yeah.
right? Like I mean, you want to speak to that a little bit because eventually it's going to come out. You might as well,
I mean, that's pretty much why I wanted to do this pilot too, because tomorrow, finally, after a long time, I'll be finally signing my divorce papers. And I'm excited.
Yeah.
Happy. And for me, I'm just ready to be free. I'm ready to be free of not being afraid. And for so long, I've kept this secret because of how fast life has been going and so much that has been happening in wrestling and in everything. And I just didn't want the outside world to judge or say anything, especially during the time when all of this was happening. But, you know, I'm getting a divorce. And Surat, my ex-husband now, we have such a great relationship. And he's such an amazing, incredible guy that I'm so thankful for. He's another person that changed and saved my life. But I'm excited to be free and to say that I'm finally getting a divorce. You know, I felt like when we were in New York, we had interviewers ask about him, and I was like, Kevin, I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to get through it. And you're like, you did great. But I'm like, I can't keep hiding and talking about, yeah, Surat still does McGear. And like, no, we've moved on. We've been separated for a long time. We got separated at the end of December of 2020. He finally moved out in January of 2021. I was shooting The Mandalorian, plus trying everything in my power to be the main event of WrestleMania. So of course I don't want all of this stuff to get out because you don't know what Vince is going to do. You don't know what he's going to change because Vince was very, I was in a storyline with Bianca, Carmella, and Carmella's, who does like the wine? What is it called when the guy shows you the wine?
Sommelier.
A sommelier.
Yeah.
And Vince was so obsessed with me and the sommelier that I'm like, oh my God, he wanted us to be together and all this stuff. So me and Surat just decided we're going to keep this, a secret. And then a year goes by and then, I still don't want to say anything. And then here comes the walkout, like all this stuff happens. And then we were trying to get to divorce and then our divorce lawyer just took so long and now we're finally here. But my heart already just feels so much better being like, I'm free.
So that was kind of long, but there's a lot to unpack there. It sounds mutual, I guess, right?
I want to say it's mutual because, like, how we read that first quote that says, like, "Oh, like I'm happy, like I'm actually free, like I'm not scared anymore." And then we're just like, "What's she scared about? Like was he abusive or anything? Like, that's like the first jump the gun shit."
Mm-hmm.
But I'm guessing it's more of like a commitment thing where it's like she's just so busy with like, maybe it's just like she's so busy with like all the stuff that she's doing and he's busy with all the stuff that he's doing that they just don't have time for each other anymore, and it's hard to like make amends with each other when you haven't been separated for so long, and you come back home and then you get like real annoyed easily and stuff like that, because that's just how like relationships work sometimes, maybe that's why she was like scared, because it's just like more of like, I don't want to hurt his feelings about doing the other stuff, like getting a divorce or anything. Like, I don't want to have to upset anybody, because like emotions are high, especially around divorce too. And it's like from both parties too, like maybe Mercedes' part and Saraf's part as well, where it's just like tensions could be real high, and then like divorces are just expensive and they could take a fucking long time. Like she said, it took a long time, but then now she's like, maybe she's like, how do you say? She still sees him like, as a loving and caring guy. That is true, but like now she's free from like other obligations to like focus like on herself.
Yeah, it was more of a like public persona than anything like to worry about. That's what she's free from. Like she could be honest about it now, because obviously, like she said, people would ask about him or if he still did her gear or this, and I guess she didn't want to say anything or didn't want to lie. And then even how with Vince McMahon would react with the divorce and all that, that was on her mind too. So it was a lot. It felt like she was trapped, with all the with the public perception of how it would be if they separated, or if they just said that they weren't together but still married.
Yeah, and it's like, and I can imagine that too. Like if they did divorce, and it's like, that could affect her spot in the main event of WrestleMania, and it's like she's filming to do The Mandalorian, which is like one of the biggest like Disney shows that they have at the time, and just for the media outlets just to focus like on her divorce, like she wants to do like for the business, she wants to do what's best for business, all that other stuff. So hopefully, I just hope that they both find peace. It seems like they left on mutual terms. Like it was different from when we first read that first article. It was like, oh, like is he beating the shit out of you?
Yeah,
Mercedes? Yeah. And then now it's just like, oh, okay, now it sounds like it was actually mutual.
There's more context to it, yeah. And no, it's, to me, I get a couple of things from this, like, oh, there's another podcast I guess I'm going to listen to, Mone Talks, where she has her own podcast now. And then two, I wonder if he's going to come out with his side and say, mutually the same things, like, oh no, I still love her, we just grew apart, and that's it.
Yeah, and that's what you hope for, man. It's like, I don't want to, like, it was suck to hear, like, knock on wood, like, if she was, like, so negative, like, hearing from his side that she was just, like, a negative Nancy, And, I know there was, like, a video going around where she was, like, talking shit about one of his costume designs. I don't know if you ever saw that video that was going around.
No.
Like, she was doing an interview, I don't know with who, but she was talking about how, like, her husband had made this gear for her for Money in the Bank. And she said that, oh, it's like and on the podcast, she's just, like, ridiculing it. Like, this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Like, I'm legit crying because this thing is so ugly. And I couldn't believe, like, he made this for me. I'm just like, damn, like, he made that shit. Like, he put time and effort into it. Like, that's kind of,
yeah, it takes a lot.
What a bitch, And they showed the gear, and where, like, the fans backlash, where it's just like, oh, like, this doesn't even look that bad. Like, I would wear this all the time. And I don't remember the exact design, but the color scheme reminded me of, like, the Seattle Seahawks, where it's like a dark navy blue, but then like a bright highlighted yellow. Because maybe they were in Seattle at the time, probably. That's why she had those colors. But I hope, like, it's on mutual terms. I hope, like, they're, maybe there's still love in the air for them too, but they can just focus on themselves right now, which is most of the time that's just what people need.
Let me ask you this: how fast do you think she's going to end up with someone, like a new boyfriend, and it's going to be either someone from the AEW locker room or someone from the Disney where she filmed?
It's gonna be Kazuchika Okada.
I was about to say, when he's all, so
hot. Oh, so hot. Oh. We'll say I give it like 6 months.
Yeah, she's gonna
find July, between now and January, where I feel like
in
August.
God,
I'm so stupid. Yeah, you're right. Oh,
no, it was just July. You can no, that's an honest mistake.
Okay. Whew. Between now and February, because that's still 6 months. It's just hot outside, man.
Yeah, no, I feel like she's already got a dude. I feel like it. She's just waiting for the divorce to be finalized, and then she's gonna come public with this new dude, and that's why it was so hard for her to, like, or she's so emotional about it because she could finally be honest,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Like, sometimes that's just how people are, man. Like, they move on so fast from divorces.
Women, I tell you.
They be eating hot chip and lying and being sexy, man. That's all they do.
What would you say? Can't live with him.
It just says women. Am I right?
Yeah. Speaking of women, we're continuing with women. And AEW. Britt Baker reportedly exercised frustration backstage in the women's locker room about MJF, which Alicia, a tout, overheard and told MJF. As per the report from Fightful, there was a confrontation between Britt Baker and Alicia, a tout. Additionally, there was one between MJF and Baker. Will Ospreay reportedly became involved and spoke with Baker. Baker reportedly took issue with a tout, telling MJF what she had said about him in the locker room. This prompted an investigation with a suspension being levied at Baker. Baker is reportedly still planned to wrestle at AEW All In. What do you think of this? What do you think of this?
Man, this right here? All this?
What do you think? What do you think of this?
Man, dude, this right here, man. Damn.
So Alicia Tout, do you know who that is? Have you heard of her?
So I thought her name was Alicia Atout. It's French, I think, because it's a two.
Oh my god, my bad.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to mispronounce her. I know how that feels.
I know, like, well, all of our two fans are gonna get mad.
Oh well.
But I just learned about that today, honestly, because I saw a video before we started recording. It's like, she reported to Alicia too. I was like, oh, that's how you say it. She is a reporter. She does like the backstage segments for wrestling and stuff like that. I don't remember what other wrestling company she was with. I think she was with MLW for a little bit. And then she was part of AEW when they were first starting to become big. And did like the backstage segments and shit like that. And then now she came back to AEW, and I think she's there full time. But she is currently dating MJF. Like, they've been together for some time. I don't know how long they've been together, but I mean, they are a serious thing. I know it's been for a little bit now. So I want to say there has to be like more context behind it, right? Like the confrontation and stuff.
Yeah, let's see if this tells anything about it here. The word internally from AEW is that Britt Baker's frustration about MJF was shared in the women's locker room, and it reached MJF through his girlfriend Alicia Atu. This led to a confrontation between Baker, Atu, and MJF. The details are he said, she said, but Baker was upset with Atu for informing MJF. An argument escalated. MJF punched a wall before his match versus Ospreay. Former friends Baker and MJF fell out over the past year. Will Ospreay also spoke with Baker. HR got involved, suspending Baker after investigation. It still doesn't show in this what she might have said about MJF.
Because I think there was something I sent you that they were talking about that Britt Baker made a comment about the match between MJF and Ospreay.
Really?
Because, oh man, I thought I sent it to you. I guess not. Because I felt like I was sending so much shit about this to you that I was like, no, I already sent this to him. No, I already sent this to him. But from the gist of what I heard is that MJF was having this match with Ospreay, the one that went 60 minutes long. Like, or it was like 2 seconds before the 60-minute mark. And Britt Baker was complaining about it to the women, saying that, oh, like that, I don't know why like they're taking up so much time. Or she made a remark about it, and Alicia too was in there while she made a remark. So Atu went to go tell MJF, and supposedly MJF went into the women's locker room to confront Britt Baker, and like there was like a screaming match that he had punched a wall and all this other stuff. But like the thing that blows my mind is, why wasn't MJF suspended? Like he walked into the women's locker room,
punched a wall, and he escalated this.
Yeah, it's like escalated, you know, like you could have had like a normal conversation, but for you to be over the top about it. Like that's you're invading the privacy of these women, like, and you're over there threatening one of the other women, but then she's the one that gets suspended.
Yeah, no, it's insane that like they fined and suspended her because we don't really know what she said or like what you said. We're saying what she might have said, but it's all he said, she said, and then for him to get that heated over it and not get in trouble for it, and she gets in trouble for it, is
Mm-hmm.
insane. To where HR gets involved.
My thing too is like I'm surprised AEW has an HR system because I feel like everyone's just beating the shit out of each other over there, right?
I feel like after CM Punk they had to implement some sort of HR system.
I know, and I know like they have like a disciplinary committee over there. But I know that includes like Bryan Danielson. I think it includes Chris Jericho. Don't quote me on that, but I know Bryan Danielson is part of that situation, like part of that disciplinary committee. I'm trying to look real quick to see if I have that stupid, like what they were talking about during that their scuffle, but I guess I don't.
And I know I went through like a lot of the messages you sent me, and this was all I could really find. There's really nothing about the comments that were made other than MGF, like you said, going to the women's locker room, escalating things, and then punching a wall, and then Britt Baker getting the punishment and not MGF, which I don't know why that is. I mean, she's still going to be in at All In, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what she said to make it to where she's the bad guy in this situation, and MJF gets off scot free.
Yeah, that I've heard a lot of people talk about Britt Baker. Like she also has like an attitude on her
I could see
that
it.
yeah, that she has. I don't know how true it is, but she had like the issues with Thunder Rosa. She had issues with, I think, a couple of other women like in the women's locker room, and now it's just like with MJF, like just voicing their opinions. I'm just like, man, dude, and Adam Cole is just playing Halo Combat Evolved, living his best life. What you call it? This is from I just looked up an article real quick if you want me to read it because it says it's updated. It's from 2 days ago. This is from CagesideSeats.com. AEW reportedly suspended Britt Baker after a backstage incident with MJF and Alicia 2 updated. This was updated on August 2nd, which was 2 days ago. On this past Wednesday's Dynamite, Mercedes Mone mentioned that her All-In opponent Britt Baker has been suspended by AEW EVPs The Young Bucks. It was presented as a storyline, a way to reinforce the TBS Champions alliance with the villainous elite. But according to reports, Mone's announcement may have been to cover for a legitimate suspension handed down to Baker by the AEW disciplinary committee. The news first came from the latest WON, which states Baker was fined and issued a 1 to 2 week suspension following a backstage confrontation with MJF during Dynamite's 250th episode last month, and that was the one with the 1 hour long match that they had. Meltzer writes, details have been kept pretty quiet. It came from something backstage at the 7/17 Dynamite, where Baker allegedly said something about MJF, and Alicia 2, MJF's girlfriend, heard it and told him that he confronted Baker. This led to an investigation with HR talking to people on 7/24, and I believe the disciplinary committee that did the investigation recommended that. The move was said to have been made in an effort to settle the situation quickly, rather than let it linger and lead to a bigger problem down the road. That happened repeatedly in the past at AEW, including situations involving Baker and Thunder Rosa that was eventually featured on the reality show AEW All Access. I didn't know that was included on the show. Allegations of Britt politicking backstage were also part of indie veterans Lufisto's critique of the AEW's women's locker room. And I remember we talked about Lufisto like some episodes back. It's not clear whether AEW's owner, president, and head of creator Tony Kahn was involved in the investigation or decision, as Meltzer reports, quote, everyone was attempting to keep this under wraps, end quote. At least as late as 2013, Bryan Danielson was part of AEW's disciplinary committee, most of whom are all lawyers, quote unquote, all lawyers per Danielson. It was the committee that made the decision to fire CM Punk after his run-in with Jack Perry at All In last year, which came after issues between Punk and Perry festered for months. Back to Baker's suspension, the move was presumably timed to allow her to film the Comic-Con angle that led to the official announcement of her match with Mone and be back in time to resume the build for the August 25th bout at Wembley Stadium. The updated part of this was Ebo of Wrestle Purists confirmed the incident took place at Dynamite 250 on July 17th, adding it happened minutes after Will Ospreay versus MJF. Fightful Select also reported on the incident and suspension this morning. They heard that Baker exercised frustration about MJF in the women's locker room, and that there was also confrontation between Atu and Baker. Ospreay is said to have spoken to Britt at some point as well. Fightful says MJF's argument with Baker resulted in MJF punching a wall before his hour-long match, which led to the which would be to seem to contradict Ibu's timeline. Another wrinkle from Fightful's story is that Baker and MJF were once close friends, but have had a falling out over the past year.
So we don't know what's going on essentially because there's a lot of missing to that equation as well of what Britt Baker said that she's getting punished and MJF is not when he escalated it and punched a wall. So she must have said something pretty bad for him to punch a wall and do that, and for her to get the suspension and the fine. So I don't know. That's developing news, I guess.
I guess so. Maybe within this week we'll talk more about it for the next episode.
Yeah, maybe more of it will shed the light, especially before her match at All In. You know, she's
Man, dude, I kind of want more drama to come out of AEW before All In, because I think that'd be very spicy. I want them to go into business for themselves, like Mr. Frog.
Funny you should say that because I have here a tweet. Jordan Grace had tweeted out. So what's going on with wrestling today, right? She put here, Jordan Grace. Someone explained to me the drama that's happening today on wrestling Twitter. I simply cannot keep up any longer. And this was on July 31st. So this was about, as we're recording this 5 days ago. Someone tweeted out, this guy Jimmy Graps tweeted out, one, Jimmy Corderas and QT Marshall got mad at each other about unprotected chair shots to the head, but they're friends now. Number two, Twitter user known as Hang 'em High is in the process of buying and owning the rights to Val Venus and is turning it into a beacon of pride for the LGBTQ community. Number three, Adam Cole and Britt Baker broke up apparently. Number four, Shane McMahon hung out with Tony Kahn. And number five, the Samantha Irvin posted another picture. That's the drama that had been gone. Did you know about any of the? Well, did you know about any of these besides obviously the Shane McMahon one? Did you know about the other ones?
2, 4, and 5. Those are the ones I knew about. I didn't know about Adam Cole and Britt Baker breaking up. I did not hear about that.
Yeah, I didn't really hear about that either from anywhere else, but I don't know. I could see that happening if Adam Cole's living his best life playing Halo, and I don't know about number one. If they're friends now, then there's no issue.
Yeah, like that's good. Like, yeah, I guess so. The other Britt Baker stuff and like everything else that's been happening this week.
But we're good with the news there. We go up to botches and cool little things. Let me see. Let me load this up here. It's loading. Here we go. Oh, look at how happy Shinsuke Nakamura is to meet Ultraman character Ultra 7.
That is fucking sick. That's one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen.
Is that a chick? It is a chick, right? Because she's got boobs and she looks feminine. I mean, that's a weird thing to say nowadays. She looks feminine because it could be anything, but
oopsies.
But I do like when Shinsuke is happy, and he does look happy in this picture for all those just listening.
Yeah, nah. Hell yeah. I love Shinsuke Nakamura. I want him back on my TV, man. That's what I want.
Yeah, he deserves to be on the TV, even if he's just like, I break your back, Seth Rollins song.
Seth Rollins Coon.
Seth Rollins song, I break your back. Here on the next, here's a Jack Perry point of view. There's the ear
shit.
camera, the what is it? The Wheatley vodka point of view ear ref camera.
The Wheatley very neatly camera vodka camera.
Here is a article. Ben Affleck will reportedly star as Hulk Hogan in a new film, Gawker. The film will likely follow the lawsuit between Hulk Hogan and website Gawker after they published a sex tape video that Hogan wasn't aware was being filmed. Do you think
sure.
Ben Affleck could play Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, no. I kind of want to see it happen, but I don't think I'll see the movie.
No, I won't watch it either. I was just, and I don't even think he'd play Hulk Hogan. But I was just wondering, do you think he could play Hulk Hogan?
I know it's like I kind of don't want to see Ben Affleck's ass cheeks, man. I think because he has a really bad tattoo on his back, right? That's Ben Affleck.
Does he?
I think it's Ben Affleck that he has a really bad tattoo. Like, just put Ben Affleck tattoo.
Tattoo back.
Yeah, he has a really ugly back
geez.
tattoo, I think. That's not it.
That's like AI.
That one.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen worse, but that is a pretty bad tattoo for like a millionaire to have.
I know, it's like, oh, I want a giant phoenix that's coming out of like a fruit roll up on my back.
Rainbows are cool. Rainbows will always be cool.
Yeah, Pride Month? Yeah, Pride. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm proud of this tattoo, damn it.
LGBTQ. Yeah, my name starts with B. That stands for B.
LGBTQRSTUV. Put that tattoo on me.
Oh, Ben Affleck. Here's another thing. Another tweet here. Submit your designs using SummerSlam shirt. And then someone put, "Oh, here's my graphic design. Logan Paul is a transphobe." On the t-shirt.
That's fucking funny.
That was pretty rowdy when Logan Paul was going off on that. And you know, I was looking at it and I was like, "Hold on, I want to wait till I hear the whole story." And then the whole story did come out, but it was still like not nice of Logan Paul to do it, especially since he's a WWE performer, you know?
Yeah, and then he's just like, whoopsie. Oopsies.
Yeah. Whoops, guess I'm losing my title, but I only defended it 3 times, you know?
I know, and it's like, dude, you just got sponsored. Like, you're making the most money you've ever fucking made. You're going to ruin your sponsorship by saying a bunch of stupid shit? Well, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that won't stop you.
He needs to go at least I'm not Mr. Beast route, you know? Whatever.
Big yikes.
Here's a tweet from Ricky Starks. Here's MJF saying the whole world is talking about the America's Champion debut in CMLL representing our great nation. And Ricky Starks, I don't know if that's him, but someone put, I think they're talking about you and Britt, to be honest.
Is this thing Starkman Jones? Because if it is,
it is. Yeah. Oh, I guess he did tweet that.
Dude, that is fucking funny. I need to see if that's actually real.
That's pretty rowdy if that's real.
Oh, I need to talk about you and Britt.
Like, dang, Ricky, you're about to get fined and suspended.
It's like, yeah, whatever. Starkman.
More news here. Mark Henry's son, Jacob Henry, has announced that he is officially signed with WWE.
Damn, good for him.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good news to hear.
He looks. How old is his son?
Let me see if it says here. Jacob Henry. What's his name? Jacob Henry. Let me look how old he is. How old is Mark Henry's son? 18 years old.
Damn, dude. I was gonna say he does look young.
Dang.
Man.
18, signing with WWE. I hope he could live up to the strongest man, the world's strongest man, because I saw that Mark Henry documentary, and he lived up to the
Oh
hype.
no, dude. Yeah, Mark Henry was fucking big shit, man. I love Mark
Yeah.
Henry when he's
Yeah,
not
Mark
beating
Henry's
Asian women.
That's just in his what is it? In his genes. That's like genetic racism, you know. You can't
Genetic
beat it out
racism. Is a no race is safe with the world's strongest man.
It gets passed on. You can't, you know, some things you just can't change.
It's genetics. It's genetics.
Yeah. Here we have Sammy Guevara has arrived in Ring of Honor. Yeah, what do you think of Sammy Guevara not being with Mercedes Monet on
Dude, I
AEW?
was thinking the same thing, dude. It's good to see him back though, but it's like I know exactly why they fucking put him in Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm. We all do. We all know.
I don't know. Hopefully he works his way back up to the main roster.
Yeah, I hate that he's at Ring of Honor. I feel like he deserves a little bit more, but oh well. You get what you can take, I guess, right?
Get what you give, man. Get what you give.
Here's Kevin Owens with his wife, I guess.
Dude, his
And
wife is beautiful.
there's a tweet here saying, "Why are you wearing your WWE merch to a date, Kevin? Please, I can't defend you here."
Oh yeah, because she posted a picture. It was like, oh, date night, whatever. I think she was wearing the same thing.
And he's just wearing his merch.
He's wearing his merch. Dude. That's so funny, man.
Here's Becky Lynch shares scenes behind the scenes footage of her new photo shoot.
Fashion's weird, man. I really don't understand it.
She's pretty hot in like a skinny way.
No, yeah, she's beautiful in a skinny way.
She's pretty hot in an anemic sort of way. You know what I mean?
God damn it.
But what really blew up the rest of the internet, here's Samantha Irvin sharing a new selfie. And if you scroll down here, yeah, Samantha, I'm like, where's Ricochet at? Is he bouncing around somewhere?
Oh, he's bouncing around somewhere, definitely.
I don't know. This is a lot to relieve.
Spicy, bro. Spicy.
Yeah, that's some spicy water right there.
Mm-hmm.
What do I have here? Oh, it says here, stop. Don't look at her. Look at me. Boobs are temporary. Real grabs are forever. And we have Bryan Danielson keeping you away from looking at the hot Samantha Irvin.
Fucking real grasp are forever.
We have here. This is that account that Hangamai, where it thinks that Triple H and Hangamai are the same person. Grok. It says here, Triple H and Hangamai are the same person because Hangamai is a username or online handle associated with Triple H, whose real name is Paul Michael Levesque, and it tells you about Triple H. So Grok thinks that Hangamai is actually Triple H's burner account.
What the fuck? Who is this that's assuming?
Grok?
Just some random person?
The Twitter AI, Grok?
Grok? Oh, I never heard of that. I don't know what that is.
It's like AI, but it's on Twitter that like helps you with news and stuff like that.
Oh, that's weird. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's Grok. And Grok is an AI that's less informative and more humorous. So I don't think anyone's taking this seriously.
That's fucking funny, dude.
Here's Alberto Del Rio being a dumbass.
Oh, dude, I saw that shit when it happened.
Jumping on some stairs and just, God, dude. Oh, right on his elbow. He hit that corner hard with his ass.
Man, I thought Darby Allin had it bad, man. Darby Allin's trying to be like Alberto Del Rio.
This dude hit his. I'm glad he didn't hurt the other guy though, because I could have
I'm
hurt
glad
the other guy
too.
pretty bad.
Dude, that is fucking funny, man.
And lastly, here we have one more botch where this is not even wrestling anymore. This is just death.
Oh no.
So if you just heard these two guys, I think this is GCW, right?
I would assume so. It's garbage wrestling.
Yeah, and they're on like a scaffolding, and on the bottom they're like a one or two story scaffolding. On the bottom they have tables with some chairs and a pane of glass lit up with lighter fluid and on fire. The dude does a Samoan sort of flip drop to him onto the glass into the ring, and glass just goes everywhere and everyone screams, this is awesome, or whatever they do.
God, dude, I hate death matches so much, dude.
To
an extent.
I don't know. But, wrestling is just as dramatic as those matches. But yeah, no, I'm glad we've gone through another episode of That's All Kayfabe, guys. What do you want to say to the people, Gabe?
Thank y'all for tuning in for this week, and thank y'all for liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting that notification bell. All that stuff helps out the channel.
Yeah, thank Gabe for being here. I want to thank y'all for listening and for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And we'll see y'all next week with some more wrestling stuff. Take care and see you later. Bye.